The Vermont housing market has started to cool off, and this may be surprising to many of you out there who are buying or selling a property right now and find yourself in a multiple offer situation. Now that still is happening around Vermont, especially for accurately priced listings that are well maintained, but more and more listings are hitting the market, less homes are going under contract, and more listings are only receiving one, maybe two offers. That's not to say that there aren't situations where sellers get four, five, six offers on properties. That is still happening, but I would say right now that's the exception and not the norm. If we think back to 2021 and 2022, it was basically guaranteed that if you listed your home and you had it priced correctly, you would receive five plus offers. That's not the case anymore. So we're going to dive into the data here. But before we do, my name is Liam O'Reilly. I'm a realtor with Jerry Riley Real Estate here in the Burlington, Vermont area. If you have any real estate needs, all my contact information is in the description. I'd be happy to help you. So let's talk about the data. So here we have the May market stats. Of course, this is the June market update, and that's what the subjective commentary that I just gave is what I'm seeing right now in the June market. This data is from May, which is the most recent data that we have. So we see in the month of May, median sales price across the state. We're looking at single family homes throughout the entire state of Vermont in this graph was at 427,500, slightly down from last month, but well over the year-over-year numbers. We are not seeing prices drop throughout the state, even though some sellers might reduce their price or sell for under list price. Home prices as a whole are not dropping. Now, when we take a look at some of the other data in here that I think shows where the market is, I'm going to start with I wanted to start with new listings. Let's see if I can find that here. There's active inventory, new listings. So this is single family homes across the state. New listings are up 15.9% year over year, up to 919 new single family homes across the state of Vermont, compared to just under 800 single family homes that hit the market this time last year. So more sellers are listing their homes right now. At the same time, pending sales are down. And this is in line with what we're seeing throughout the rest of the country. We're seeing new listings up throughout the entire US, pending sales down, and we're seeing that in Vermont as well. Down 6.2%. So more homes are hitting the market, less homes are going under contract, and as a result, we have active inventory increasing, up 41% year over year for the month of May. That's very substantial. Now we're still well below where we need to be. We can see the pre-pandemic numbers. We're at around, let's find May 2019, at around 4,200 for May, and we're at 1,200 homes on the market at the end of May. So significantly above the 860 homes that were on the market this time last year, but still well below pre-pandemic levels. So overall, what we're experiencing, and I'm going to get into the Chittenden County numbers in a moment here. Overall, we are experiencing a softening in the market. It's starting to soften. It's not quite as crazy as it was. Now, you might find yourself in a multiple offer situation for a very attractive home, right? The inventory is still low. There's not a ton of opportunity out there, and there are still a good amount of buyers in the market. Even though there's less pending sales, there are enough buyers out there to make most homes go under contract relatively quickly, and we see that in the days on market. So we see here, median days on market is only 6 days. And when we take a look at the percentage of list price received, it's at 100%. So most homes are still selling for list price or above, and homes are going under contract quickly. So if you find a home that's attractive, that's priced appropriately, or if you're listing your home, you want to make sure that it's in the best condition that it can be and that it's priced appropriately so you are one of the homes that receives multiple offers. When we take a look at how many of these homes are selling for over list price, we see 35% are selling for over list price, down 20% year over year. Last year was 44% of homes were selling for over list price. So again, it's a softening market. It is not a buyer's market right now, but it's not nearly as hot as it was the past couple of years. So let's take a look at the Chittenden County data. We're looking at single family homes and condos in Chittenden County because that gives us a good idea of what's going on in the entire market. We can see here for single family homes and condos, the median sales price reached an all-time high. Again, I don't think this means that home prices are shooting up, even though they went up 10% from last month and 9% from last year. I think what we're seeing is relatively flat prices across Chittenden County, maybe up slightly, but certainly not falling or rising in any direction. Now, when we take a look at the same stats as the state data, we'll see that things are fairly similar. New listings up 10% year over year. Now, Chittenden County, much smaller compared to the overall state of Vermont. So instead of 900 homes or whatever the active inventory was, we have 246 homes on the market, up 10% from 222 last year. So even though it's up 10%, it's still relatively stable. The active inventory tells a similar story from the rest of the state, up 40% year over year. Again, well below 2019 levels, where we're at 200 listings on the market at the end of May. We were at 428 at the end of May in 2019. So we're about half the level that we were in 2019. And it's starting to climb pretty significantly. When we take a look at let's see here, what was I going to look at? Give me one second. Percent closed above list price. We see that it's more competitive than the rest of the state here. 51% of properties are selling for over list price in Chittenden County compared to 35% throughout the rest of the state, right? Chittenden County is where Burlington is. This is the main center. This is where a lot of people who are looking to move to Vermont are looking to move to Burlington as the most populated county or the surrounding areas. And so we can see it's down 16% year over year. So again, still high, still competitive, but much cooler than it has been in years past. Now, one last thing that I wanted to look at here was the same stat that we looked at for the state. Percentage of list price received. We can see it's down 3% year over year, but we're still at 102% of list price. So most homes are still selling for over list price. Now, what is going to happen throughout the rest of 2024 as we look forward to the end of this year? I think we're going to see rates start to come down eventually, which is going to bring more buyers into the market. So although the housing market's cooling, I don't know. It's tough to accurately predict how much it's going to cool. Is it going to stay roughly where it is now, or will it continue to cool and continue to soften if the Federal Reserve keeps their rates high, if they don't continue to buy mortgage-backed securities, which keeps mortgage rates at around 6.5–7%, which is where they've been for the past year or so. So if they do decide to cut earlier, or decide to, in the beginning of this fall or at the end of the year, then we're going to see more buyers come into the market as they can start to afford properties again, right? Each rate cut, the lower that mortgage rates go, the more buyer pools enter the more buyers enter the buyer pool, which should bring inventory back down. So even though we're seeing inventory increase throughout the state, I think it's possible if interest rates drop significantly, we could see inventory lower again and see home prices start to tick back up. Now it's tough to know for sure exactly what's going to happen because we don't know where the economy is going to be and how many people are going to look for homes if we enter into a recession or something along those lines. But as of right now, it does seem like if mortgage rates were to come down, that more people would be in the market. And this is something subjectively that I am feeling in my business, where a lot of people who are reaching out right now and go to get their pre-approval letters, they find that they can't afford to buy a home right now because of where prices are, because of where interest rates are. Or maybe they can afford to buy a home, but it's not the quality of home that they're looking for. They want something that's nicer than they can afford, but they can't afford it now because prices are high, interest rates are high, so their monthly payment's high, and it's very difficult to purchase. So some subjective things that I am experiencing right now in the business. The last two offers that I've submitted have been on homes that we were the only offer in that situation. And so again, if you find the right property, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to end up in a bidding war, even if it's a well-maintained property, even if it's accurately priced. There are still opportunities out there where you might be the only person competing for that home. So, even though things are expensive, buying conditions right now are a little bit better than they were last fall or maybe earlier this winter with a little bit less competition. Again, it doesn't mean that there are no multiple offer scenarios out there. The 2 or 3 offers I submitted before these 2 most recent offers had multiple offers, and the homes ended up selling for well over list price. So overall, conditions are softening, but they're still competitive, especially in certain pockets of the market. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. I love learning from you folks and hearing your perspective. And again, if you need anything or want to talk to me directly, reach out to me. All my contact information is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.